Latvia, sorry. Thank you. And of course, Esminka going for Loland. Probably he's been here the entire time rooting for.
And since this is the best of 5, it's going to be the first player to reach 3 wins.
Indeed, 3 wins. And right now we are buffering data. And we're off. Looks like both players going for the Moneymaker Shuffle.
Seems that's a very common opening. Everyone needs those extra credits for more tanks.
More tanks, and that's what we love here in AirMech. All the tanks. And RoxanaRivera
Looks like Loland's actually setting up some jackals on patrol too.
Patrol, yeah. Roxanne actually, interestingly enough, going for all the infantry drops and putting Dillos in queue.
And it looks like Loland's doing infantry as well. And Dillos and Q's also. So we got a very mirrored match going here right now. Even though the loadout is quite different.
So we go Loland's going for early Moneymaker attack, gonna drop his infantry at that base to harass and go in, but Roxanne's gonna just come in, pick them up and save them. Roxanne putting out Dillos at her fortress spot, or at her outpost by the middle, gonna make a quick scouting
getting
mission.
those Dillos out.
Roxanne doing a quick scouting mission, see what Loland has on that base. Loland, you see, putting those Dillos in formation so they can hit every angle across here, getting out that artillery, 3 artillery already going. Looks like Roxanne is doing the mirror and putting out artillery, also moving up those Dillos on the north end to start working on those AI creeps. Loland's gonna come and push her off, make her go back, so you can't quite do it as fast. Loland not really pushing up, using the artillery to do most of the damage, focusing fire. He's gonna move up 1 Dillo and start taking out the south AI creeps.
It looks like Loland's only using 1 armadillo and artillery, whereas Roxanne's really going artillery and getting those Dillos all the way forward.
Indeed, but both valid strategies. Of course, it looked like Loland actually aimed his artillery to take out specific units and just use that 1 Dillo effectively to take him out. So now it looks like about equally matched. Loland moving up the artillery already to fire on those Dillos of Roxanne's.
Loland actually having more armadillos almost on the field now, and everything else seems about equal.
RoxanaRivera is gonna take the middle though, gonna start moving up her Dillos to threaten theirs. Although he needs to start taking out those artillery.
Oh, and with a bomb taking out 3 of those armadillos.
Indeed, RoxanaRivera making good use of those bombs the entire match, and you can see it's effective. He's completely cleared off all the neutral creeps, all of the blue Dillos, and it's gonna start pushing up on that base.
I see Loland just with a whole line of artillery trying to fire on those armadillos and that outpost, trying to recapture it. But here comes the jackal push to harass that factory. But they will get stopped by those armadillos that are on that side. And Loland is repositioning to stop taking fire from those jackals that are just there to harass.
And you can see Loland's artillery has actually done good work on the Dillos that Roxanne had forward. But Roxanne, doing those bombing runs, gonna take out quite a few of those units.
Yeah, Loland does not have much left right now. The majority of Loland's forces are on that factory.
Indeed, looking at the counts, he's got 10 Dillos, 2 artillery to Roxanne's 6 Dillos and 3 artillery. So it's a very close
Roxanne
match
with
here.
more bombing runs, just trying to like mop up whatever's left.
And Roxanne actually with at least triple the credits of Loland. Loland spending a good deal to replace those Dillos and artillery. It keeps losing to Roxanne's bomb runs.
But they're about equal in Dillos right now, and it looks like Roxanne is going on another scouting mission just to move them up and harass the 2 Dillos.
Indeed, he's going to drop those 2 Dillos, 1 on this close outpost, and 1 just to get rid of it. But he does manage to put it on base attack, and it's going to do a little damage. But he's going to use that opportunity to come down to start working more on Loland's line. Roxanne pretty close here, probably going to go down. Yes, and she does.
And Loland just trying to micro around to take out most of those armadillos.
So Loland not wasting opportunity, gonna move up those dills to start neutralizing that middle base. Probably gonna be able to make it neutral if at least the artillery firing on it. Yeah, and it goes neutral. Roxanne has to retreat to grab something to come in. Loland putting those artillery forward, but Roxanne sees the artillery, knows it's gonna be it's going to start taking out her dillos and it's going to move it up. So Roxanne is forced to move back to her base, but she's taking those dillos and going to put them on a base attack to try to take it back.
And it looks like she's trying to just move them around so they don't get hit by those artillery that are firing in the back there.
Yeah, but Roxanne's artillery firing on those bulbs and all those dillos are going to keep it neutral, so neither thing. But Loland's going to go down. Here's Roxanne's opportunity to just mop up the rest of those forces.
Roxanne's gonna try to just like drop those infantry in there so she can start using those bombs right on those units.
Indeed, there it is.
It's gonna clear up most of those units just by bombing them, and Loland is gonna try to get as many units out of there before dying.
But he does die right over his base, just cannot get there back in time. He should have. He couldn't move with those units as thing, and now there is no more blue units there. Roxanne's gonna fortify the base, keep on those infantry, keep all the bulbs full, start moving up her units to push on this line.
Loland has to rebuild his forces over in that corner and try to get some more artillery back firing on that outpost again.
He still does have 4 artillery, and it is doing a good amount of damage to Roxanne's tanks, but Roxanne's going to move up that dillo to start firing.
And Roxanne is going to start that bombing run again on those units as they are still clustered.
Indeed, Roxanne doing really good aiming with those bombs, hitting that rear armor, doing double damage. Is gonna start building dillos. Oh, and the Berthas are starting to come out.
And Roxanne's gonna do like before and go full in carry to do those double bomb drops.
Indeed, 2 points in heal and 3 points in the carry. So in those double bomb drops, just been devastating.
As Loland's trying to rebuild the forces, and they just keep getting bombed as they get placed onto the field.
You see Loland with 6 artillery there, and all of them are firing on targets. Loland sending a small dillo push in. Roxanne moving back her Bertha, save them from those dillos, start firing on them. See Roxanne, just more bombs, more dillos. Gonna take out two dillos with 1 drop. It's very.
Roxanne's moving this stuff back away from that power station, knowing it's going to be a lost cause.
Indeed, but a quick creep snag, because she did lose that base, and gonna do some more bomb drops, but has lost that middle outpost. But of course both teams have artillery firing on it, so it's just gonna stay neutral.
Loland is actually moving those dillos towards that Bertha.
Indeed, that
and Roxanne will land to take out both those armadillos. Oh, it does not actually get to kill that second one.
No, but she does do a good move. She was very low on health, could have died, and if she did die, Loland would have free range. He's gonna, yes, snag those Berthas, sees it's about to die, take him back. So,
and Roxanne is actually gonna get those Berthas to start firing on that power station, so if any of those light bulbs do go up, they'll be going down quickly from the Bertha shells.
you can see.
As Roxanne actually takes those infantry back from actually going into that outpost and brings them back to her factory that's in the back, and it looks like there will be a small armadillo push.
Indeed. Let's see which way they go. See if they base attack. No, they're going for a base attack.
Loland actually took 2 from there. They actually fire on the artillery cluster.
And while Roxanne's doing that, Loland's gonna move those dillos up and start firing on those Berthas. But Roxanne
but it
there
didn't
with
take
the
long
bombs.
enough to mop them up.
Oh wow! Did you see that bomb move there? She threw him from pretty far away, just getting the momentum just right, hitting those dillos. And looks like the rest of those 4 dillos are going to go down. Loland picking up some creeps, going to try to capture this neutral base. But of course, that huge artillery cluster just going to make quick work of anything that goes in there. And you can see
both are still fighting over this one power station. Loland tried to get some of that salvage, but ends up running out of fuel and having to go back to the factory to refuel.
Roxanne here moving in dillos, gonna be able to cap it, gonna just keep on spamming infantry to try to keep that base. But there's still 6 artillery there, but they're not all pointed at the base. So Roxanne's doing a good job. You can see those bombs in queue. Just gonna work on those any Dillos that that Loland can drop.
But it does look like Roxanne is going to go back to that bombing run to try to take out some of these artillery units. It does manage to actually kill one before the rest get picked up.
Indeed, but only one bulb on that base, and it looks like, and it goes neutral.
It looks like it just went neutral again, and blue might get it. No, the artillery takes out the blue infantry.
Indeed, and those red creeps just ignoring the base and moving on.
Roxanne took that time to actually knock out some of the moneymakers.
Indeed, it looks like 2 managed to get down, probably with another excellent bomb drop.
And if Loland doesn't watch it, he's gonna lose those Dillos that are just facing the other way. And here come the Goliaths.
Indeed, a very quick run. We're only in quarter 3, and we've had Berthas and Goliaths both out here.
Well, they've already hit the halftime bonus credits, and both sides are getting a lot of credits to spend. But Loland's still low from actually building the actual Goliath, but has 2 Berthas in queue.
Indeed, but it looks like Roxanne is going to go for that base attack right here, dropping a couple Dillos, but Loland's going to quickly drop down 2 Dillos of his own to counter, drop in the back, and start taking him out. Roxanne grabbing some creeps, trying to take over that neutral territory
and
again.
And Loland does have both Berthas firing on that power station now. As you can see, that Goliath is taking damage from the Berthas.
Indeed, Roxanne's Loland picking up the Dillos to get behind that one Goliath, and it looks like the Goliath is smoking, taking a lot of damage, and it goes
If you just
down.
look in middle, you just see all the artillery shells from both sides just hitting that power station. Any units that go in the middle, quickly going down from both sides.
Indeed, the creeps don't last long either. There's artillery firing from all sides, and you see here 8 units all coming towards it, and Roxanne's gonna be able to take it back.
And almost going down over the power station, falling back to the factory. Loland actually building up some more Goliaths here. Finally hitting level 7.
Indeed, but Roxanne drops that Goliath right in the line of that artillery fire.
And Roxanne actually moved up the Bertha and artillery to start firing on that factory. And sent 1 armadillo to go assault and harass the base.
Indeed, but you see 4 Goliaths in Loland's queue right now. And
Loland just trying to keep up as many of those artillery as possible.
And it looks like Roxanne's moving up her artillery, trying to micro those Goliaths around. The Goliaths are going to be taking the fire from the artillery, while the
Loland's artillery are actually taking fire from the neutral side right now. The 2 that he just placed on the bottom are taking additional damage.
Oh, yes.
Not only from Roxanne's, but also from the neutral that's on that corner, because those are Archies.
Indeed, Loland finally notices, going to move back those artillery, going to put out some more Dillos. Now Roxanne has three Goliaths and 3 Berthas in the middle, and it's actually doing a good job. You can see, oh, and here we go. Roxanne putting a Goliath behind the Loland's artillery and gonna bring out those bombs, try to take it out. But Loland drops
and it takes out all
his
3 of
artillery,
them.
Takes out all 3 artillery with a well-placed bomb, and that Goliath is still good. Loland very low on health, but he's gonna make it. Oh, he doesn't have that base though. The base went neutral, so he's gonna have to run away. Roxanne, if he had noticed, he could have taken out Loland, but right now he's gonna work on just taking out all that artillery and move it up and take that base.
And most of those Berthas did go down from the bombing runs while Loland was trying to go back for those infantry. This puts Loland at a very bad disadvantage, and it looks like Loland notices and is going with a push with Goliaths.
Indeed, it looks like it is a base push, so they are going towards there, and so Roxanne's going to reposition all his Goliaths to try to take that force, and of course queuing up bombs, just going to try to.
Oh, and they're gonna stop right in the line of all those Berthas.
Oh, it does not look good.
So
for
not
that
only are they
artillery
getting hit by the 3 Goliaths, they're getting hit by 3 Berthas as well.
And Loland also getting hit by artillery fire, almost goes down there. Roxanne taking out 2 Goliaths with 1 well-placed bomb, only losing 1 Goliath so far.
We're about to lose the second one right now with that black smoke and now it on fire.
Oh, but the middle goes neutral. So Loland here is gonna escape barely with his life. Manages to take out 2 of Roxanne's Goliaths and still has 2 himself.
And Roxanne with the bombing run again and trying to move everything back, knowing that that power station is no longer going to be theirs and they're going to have to fight for it again.
Indeed, but Roxanne still with quite a bit of artillery up. And building more, it looks like Loland spending his
Roxanne
money on Goliaths.
actually had enough time to go back and get that black smoke Goliath. But the other black smoking Goliath that's closer to Loland might actually go down from his Goliath.
Indeed, Loland moving up his Goliaths, all 3 on there. There's no chance to get infantry on there, just be instantly neutralized. So Roxanne's gonna try to maneuver her Berthas to take optimal firing up on those things, but that base is just in the way.
Loland's gonna go down trying to go back to the factory to heal. And all those Goliaths are neutralizing all the red infantry light bulbs as they go up.
So it looks like what
Roxanne
Roxanne's
now
gonna
moving
do.
up, getting ready for the bombing run.
Dude, she has 3 tanks there. She's gonna move them around and then just start hammering on the bombs. You can see, there we go.
Well, Loland's actually moved one of those units out.
And Loland's just gonna be like, all right, you do that. I'm gonna take this base from you with these jackals.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind, Loland does have more tanks, but Rox has those 4 Goliaths though too.
Indeed, and Roxanne's gonna make quick work of those jackals, while Loland's gonna have an opportunity to fire on these Goliaths, and you can see one of the Goliaths is actually smoking.
And Roxanne notices and comes back with bombs.
Roxanne always comes back with bombs. Anyway, we have this Bertha firing on these Goliaths. Roxanne manages to come back, heal up a Goliath that's not smoking, but you can see here. Oh, and Loland's gonna lose one of his Goliaths.
Roxanne's gonna go try to capture this top base, or at least harass it enough to recapture middle.
And indeed,
You
with
gotta keep
3
in mind,
jackals
there are the level 4 creeps out with the missiles.
Indeed, Roxanne's actually going to try and harass both outposts at the same time. Manages to make the top one neutral. Gonna take down almost all the bulbs here, down to 1 bulb left, but those Loland's gonna hang on to that base and recapture the
Roxanne's
top
gonna
one.
go back and get rid of those jackals that are harassing the fortress.
Indeed, and since we are past quarter 2, there's no more heals. So damage is permanent. And right here we have 2 smoking tanks from Roxanne.
Both are infantry dropping the power station. It's gonna remain neutral with no bulbs.
Indeed, an intense fight this entire game. And here we go, Roxanne's finally starting to move around those Goliaths to start firing on there. Now that she does take the middle, so she's going to be able to defend this really well and take out the bombs.
It looks like she's gonna place infantry, so even if it gets down a light bulb or 2, it will quickly go back up.
Indeed, 1 bomb drop there wasted, had too much forward momentum, but is going to take out 1 Goliath while Roxanne moves back a Bertha.
Looks like he's gonna chase. Almost taking down Loland, but he makes it back to the factory.
Indeed, Roxanne's got to take out the remaining artillery that was in the middle. Have enough bombs left over to go take something else out. But she has these 3 Goliaths here in the center, and she's building another one while Loland has 1 Goliath out. So, you know, Roxanne is actually, she pretty much has the upper hand right now. She also is 2 levels higher. And it looks like
yeah, and that
full
was
armor.
mainly due from the harassing at the beginning, with just constantly harassing those money makers.
Indeed, you also see that Loland decided to put a few points in creep spawns. Roxanne coming back, just grabbing that Goliath in time before it's smoking. She's gonna need to save this other Goliath too, and she does.
Well, that creep spawn really helps, like, quarter 4 and after, because that means those level 4 creeps will come out just a little bit sooner.
Indeed. We got another smoking Goliath on Roxanne's side here. We got the artillery line being set up with Goliath space in between them. Yeah, so these.
Roxanne's just trying to heal up those units as she brings those armadillos. It looks like she's gonna go for that outpost once again. Maybe a front door drop.
Going for the door. Gonna drop them around, force Loland to take care of them, and probably gonna do, you know, another distraction. Oh no, she sells off the Delos for another Bertha. Gonna bring that tank back, heal up her line.
As you can see, all those rocket infantry just trying to knock out that outpost, but they can't with all those infantry just waiting to go right in right when those bulbs go out.
Indeed, you see Roxanne starting to pull up her infantry. She has so many Berthas she can out damage that line and the bombs.
And Roxanne is getting ready to do another bombing run on those artillery units, but drops it because she notices a drop about to happen on the front door.
Indeed, although Roxanne doesn't have anything in queue. Although she does, except for bombs, which she uses
almost
to take out
managed
the
to
line.
kill Loland.
Indeed, but as you see here, Roxanne's managed to take out a bit of the artillery on that line. Roxanne's coming back to heal up her forces. I think overall that play netted Roxanne more gains than Loland.
And as you can see, Loland's just trying to maneuver around those Berthas, not trying to lose anything else. Is already down on a major loss. And that Goliath almost goes down, but Loland manages to save it to heal it back up. You see Roxanne is over there just trying to pick off as many as possible, just to keep her ass up.
Indeed,
Roxanne's almost at max level.
Indeed, Roxanne making a little indecisive, builds a bunch of Dillos, sells them off, and is now grabbing Jackals. And Loland loses that base to artillery fire. And Roxanne's going to do a quick drop on his top base. She now has the opportunity to come in and take that base over, but she has Dillos in queue, and she's going to feed infantry into that top base.
Roxanne just trying to harass all the outposts. Just trying to keep them all neutralized.
Indeed, definitely keep
And it looks like those are going to the front door to harass.
Indeed, but there is quite a bit of Dillos built up here, so they're not going to last all that long. You see them going down almost instantly to the SAM units. But RoxanaRivera sending some Jackals to the base, some to the outpost.
Roxanne actually manages to get Loland down as he tries to go back to heal over that outpost.
And Roxanne
looks like we're going to have a front door drop with the Goliath.
Indeed, and those Goliaths can take quite a bit of punishment for those Dillos, and you can see it's doing an enormous amount of damage. But Roxanne is going to go down, and Loland's going to bring out a Goliath to block. Loland picking up creeps to come and take back this close outpost. But, I mean, there's already all these Berthas in position, and they're going to fire on the creeps and take him out.
And Loland has the best opportunity while Roxanne was down, but now Roxanne's back up and right back in that middle outpost, taking out those armadillos that were just placed.
Indeed, and Loland's going to come in here with another infantry drop and try to secure that, but those artillery are already firing. He only gets 3 bulbs in, and immediately they are gone in one volley.
Well, there's just so many Berthas firing on that one factory that he could barely keep up the post.
Roxanne with a double bomb drop takes out 2 Dillos and two Jackals and a Dillo. There we go. And Loland here.
Roxanne notices the sneak attack and is going over there to try to take Loland out and all those armadillos, but Loland does manage to get one of the moneymakers killed.
Indeed, Loland's just going to leave Roxanne there to do something about those Dillos, and she quickly takes him out with those bombs and guns. Loland here moving his forces around, gonna bring back those Goliaths, knows it's kind of a lost cause, so she's gonna bring it back to refortify.
Roxanne is trying to push up that factory now that it has no units on it whatsoever as Loland brings back that last tank.
Indeed, Loland condensing his forces down, just gonna kinda wait for the final push, but it's looking pretty grim. RoxanaRivera up with 12k to 4. Almost max level. Loland's down 2 levels. All he's got is
Loland does have more Goliaths though, and more tanks.
That's true, but Roxanne has all that money in those Berthas. So,
and Roxanne also keeps putting money in the Jackals for harassments.
and
it looks like those might be pushing out those Goliaths there.
Indeed, Loland's going all in with his Goliaths. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4.
All 8 of them. 9 of them.
Let's see, is this going for a base attack or is this going for an outpost cap?
Loland's gonna walk with them too and keep them healed up.
Yeah, I think he's going all the way. I think his intention is to go all the way to the base. Although having...
But that has to cross middle though, with all those Goliaths and Berthas there.
Indeed, and RoxanaRivera wasting no time repositioning.
That's gonna
the
be just a
Berthas and
bombing
Goliaths.
run for the... And Loland's gonna actually get intercepted there.
But he manages to get away. And yes, those Goliaths are walking all the way.
They might be black smoke, but they're just not that damaged though. Like, gee.
They're not that damaged.
As
but
Roxanne notices the issue, repositions the Berthas, and sends the her Goliaths the other way.
Indeed, but he is losing Goliaths fast now. 1 down, 2 down. Roxanne's coming up to get more bombs. Gonna get 2 more down. Yeah, it looks like this Goliath push is over.
And Roxanne's push didn't even hit the front door yet.
Indeed, 4 Goliaths, plenty of bombs. Moving up her Berthas, taking... Is he gonna go...
And here's the bombing run. Almost taking Loland out with that bomb. And Roxanne's gonna reposition those so they hit the door. As both players trying to micro around here. Rex is going back for more bombs just to drop on him. And this might be it, the end of it right here, right before it hits overtime too.
And there we go. Game 1 of the final tournament, or final round of the Thai Tombstones 1v1 OUYA tournament goes to RoxanaRivera.